Hello everyone. Welcome to our channel, where we explore the path to personal growth together. Today we're diving into a critical component of personal and professional success, often underestimated but undeniably powerful. Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, is the ability to understand, manage, and effectively express one's own feelings, along with engaging and navigating successfully with those of others. It's not about becoming emotionless. Instead, it's about becoming more aware and in control of our emotions. Now, why is emotional intelligence so important, you might ask? Well, studies reveal that EQ is a better predictor of success than IQ. It enhances our empathy, allowing us to understand other perspectives better, improves our communication, reduces our anxiety and stress, helps us diffuse conflicts, strengthens our relationships, and boosts our overall performance. Habits to boost EQ. Let's talk about how we can cultivate emotional intelligence. Self-awareness. Let's take a closer look at self-awareness, the cornerstone of emotional intelligence. Self-awareness is all about understanding your feelings and thoughts as they occur. But here's the tricky part. Our thoughts and feelings are highly subjective. Let's unpack that a bit more. Your thoughts and feelings are directly influenced by your perceptions, not by objective reality. In other words, how you feel about a situation is a result of your interpretation of it, not the situation itself. Take this example. Imagine someone insults you, but instead of using your native language, they do it in a language you don't understand. You'd probably feel confused or perhaps curious about what they said, right? But if they said the exact same thing in a language you understand, you might feel angry or upset. The words were the same in both cases, but your emotional response depended on your interpretation of the situation. This shows that our thoughts and feelings are in large part a choice. We can't control what happens to us, but we can choose how we interpret and react to it. That's not to say that you should ignore or suppress your feelings, quite the opposite. The idea is to become aware of your emotions, understand why they're happening, and then make a conscious choice about how to respond. To do this, you might need to challenge your interpretations of events and ask yourself if there are other, more positive ways to view the situation. Over time, this can help you manage your emotions more effectively, improving your emotional intelligence. Self-regulation. Moving on to our next emotional intelligence pillar, self-regulation. This is the ability to manage our emotions, particularly those intense ones that could lead to hasty, regrettable decisions. While the process is indeed difficult, understanding the subjectivity of our emotions can help make it a bit more manageable. You see, our reactions to our emotions are often based on learned behaviors. From childhood, we learn to react in certain ways to certain feelings, and these reactions can become so ingrained that we carry them into adulthood without questioning their validity or utility. Let's take an example. Imagine you're driving, and someone cuts you off in traffic. Now, the automatic reaction for many people would be anger and frustration, often culminating in a honk or a shout. This reaction is fueled by a thought along the lines of, "How dare they? They should respect the rules," leading to a rapid escalation of anger. But let's change the narrative a bit. What if, instead of leaping to anger, you pause for a moment and think, maybe they're in a hurry, maybe they didn't see me, after all, we all make mistakes. Suddenly, that intense wave of anger starts to ebb, replaced by understanding or at least tolerance. This is the power of self-regulation. But getting to this stage is no easy feat. It requires constant practice and a willingness to challenge our automatic reactions to our emotions. A few tips to aid this process. Practice mindfulness, which can help you become more aware of your emotional state and give you the mental space to choose your reactions wisely. Learn relaxation techniques such as deep breathing, which can help calm intense emotional arousal. Finally, challenge your automatic thoughts. Ask yourself if there might be other, less distressing ways to interpret the situation. Remember, emotions aren't inherently good or bad. It's how we react to them that can determine their impact on us. Through self-regulation, you can gain control over these reactions, leading to improved emotional intelligence. Empathy. Empathy, our third pillar of emotional intelligence, is a powerful tool to foster deeper connections with others. It involves understanding and sharing others' feelings, but it's more than just putting yourself in their shoes. It's about validating their experiences and conveying that understanding in a supportive manner. Why is empathy so hard, though? Well, our brains have a tendency to prioritize our own needs and feelings over others. It's an evolutionary survival mechanism. Furthermore, we're often consumed with our own problems and stresses, leaving little room for others' experiences. Consider this scenario. You're having a hectic day at work, trying to meet a tight deadline. A colleague approaches you, clearly upset about something, and starts sharing their problem. Instead of really listening, you might find yourself merely nodding along while your mind races with your own concerns. This is a natural reaction, but it's also a missed opportunity to practice empathy. Now let's flip the script. What if, despite your stressful day, you took a moment to truly listen to your colleague? You set aside your own problems, make eye contact, offer understanding comments, and maybe share a similar experience. You'd not only be helping your colleague feel heard and validated, but you'd also be practicing empathy, a crucial skill in emotional intelligence. So how do we cultivate empathy? Listen actively. Pay full attention to the person speaking, maintain eye contact and respond appropriately. It's not about offering advice or trying to fix their problem, but simply acknowledging their feelings. Validate their feelings. Avoid statements like, "It's not that bad," or "You're overreacting." These are dismissive. Instead, validate their emotions by saying things like, "That sounds really tough, I'm sorry you're going through this." Practice perspective taking. Try to see the situation from the other person's point of view. It's not about agreeing with them, but understanding their feelings and reactions. Remember, empathy takes practice. It might feel uncomfortable or forced at first, but with time, it can become a natural part of your interactions. Social skills. Lastly, let's dive into social skills, our final pillar of emotional intelligence. Social skills encompass effective communication, conflict resolution, teamwork, and interpersonal relationship management. It sounds like a lot, and indeed it is, because social skills are about navigating the complex world of human interactions, which are never straightforward. One of the primary reasons why social skills can be challenging is fear. Fear of rejection, fear of criticism, fear of conflict. These fears can hold us back from expressing our thoughts, standing up for ourselves, or reaching out to others. Imagine you're at a social gathering, and you spot someone you'd like to get to know better. But instead of approaching them, you hesitate, fearing they might reject you. Or consider a work situation where you disagree with a decision, but you remain silent because you're afraid of being viewed as confrontational. These scenarios show how fear can limit our social interactions. But remember, these fears are often based on our own perceptions, not objective reality. So how can we improve our social skills? Challenge your fears. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Often you'll find that the worst-case scenario is not as bad as you thought, and the potential benefits far outweigh the risks. Practice active listening. Good communication starts with good listening. Pay full attention to the speaker, show that you're listening, provide feedback, and defer judgment. Learn to assert yourself. Assertiveness is about expressing your thoughts and feelings respectfully. Practice using I statements, like "I feel" or "I think," to express your viewpoint without attacking or blaming others. Master nonverbal communication. Much of our communication is nonverbal. Pay attention to your body language, facial expressions, eye contact, and tone of voice. They can convey much more than words. Develop conflict resolution skills. Disagreements are a part of life, but they don't need to turn into conflicts. Learn to express your views respectfully, understand the other person's perspective, and work collaboratively towards a solution. Social skills, like any other skill, can be improved with practice. It might be uncomfortable at first, but remember, growth often happens outside our comfort zone. So that was a brief overview of emotional intelligence, an essential skill for personal growth and success. It's a journey, not a destination. So start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Stay tuned to our channel for more insights on personal growth, and in our next video, we'll dive into another fascinating topic: communication skills. Remember, growing is a part of being human. Embrace it. Until next time, take care and keep growing.